Welcome into the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. No matter where you are, how you're tuned in, we appreciate all of you for making our 49ers draft grades a part of your night. And the 2024 NFL Draft officially complete, and here is the Niners draft class here. Certainly a lot of interesting picks for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, as well as this entire front office. And there was some good, there was some bad, there were some surprises, there were some confusing selections. Really, what San Francisco did here, I thought they put together a draft class with some players who were all very, very experienced for the most part. They fulfill needs, and they can contribute a lot of them right away. But as you also forecast ahead for this Niners team, the Super Bowl window is right now. Roster starting to get a little bit more expensive. These players, for the future outlook, could have sizable roles in 2025 if it's not for 2024. The Niners taking wide receiver Ricky Pearsall out of Florida with the 31st overall pick in the first round. They go cornerback with Renardo Green out of Florida State at 64 overall. Dominic Puni, offensive guard, offensive tackle hybrid out of Kansas in the third round with the 86th overall pick. Niners go defense with Malik Mustafa, a safety, round 4, 124th overall selection out of Wake Forest. Isaac Guerendo, running back, round 4, 129 out of Louisville. They go back to wide receiver with Jacob Coing, round 4, 135 out of Arizona. Jarrett Kingston, another offensive lineman as part of this draft class, round 6, 215, can play tackle, can play guard, maybe even a little bit of center. He started his college career as a little bit of a hybrid offensive lineman, and then he transfers to USC and ends up putting together a pretty good 2023 campaign. I like the positional versatility there. And then Tatum Bethune, the linebacker out of Florida State, to cap off this Niners draft class, round 7, 251. We're going to go player by player here, and I'm going to hand out my grades and just pass along my thoughts on all of these prospects and the newest additions to this Niners roster. If you look at the channel history, we have talked about all of these players in complete detail with our instant reaction, scouting profile. So if you want to go back and look at the history of the channel to see what we've been able to put together, the resume is certainly there, and you can get some further content on this Niners draft class as well. I was very surprised that San Francisco went with Ricky Pearsall, the wide receiver, with the 31st overall pick. I had an idea that maybe the Niners were going to go with the wide receiver at the tail end of the first round. I just didn't think it was going to be Pearsall. And I'm going to give this a C+ grade because I thought it was a little bit of a reach. I thought there were better players on the board. Now, initially, I was flummoxed by it. But then I slept on it. I listened to what Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch had to say, and I did some thinking, and I can see why they made this pick. Ricky Pearsall is a player with excellent footwork, really good route runner, a fifth-year senior, seasoned. I think he's going to be ready to play right from the jump. And I don't think that he's a Brandon Ayuk replacement because I think because of his lack of size, he's more so better as a slot wide receiver at the next level. But some of his strengths, the aforementioned footwork, route running, he can win. He can use his body control to create separation. The short area quickness and burst is certainly there, also allowing him to get separation. And he's going to live in the middle third of the field, in between the numbers, in between the hashes. And you think about what the strengths of Brock Purdy are: timing, accuracy, anticipation, processing, leading his receivers. Now, while Purdy has proven to everybody that his arm is a little bit stronger than what people thought when he was Mr. Irrelevant, speaking of draft day, right, coming out of Iowa State, and he was the final pick in the draft in 2022, he can throw outside the numbers. He can throw outside the hashes. But a big staple of this offense is throwing in the middle area of the field. And Ricky Pearsall really thrives there. He can take a hit, still hold on to the football. He can get right up. He's tough. He's rugged, willing to get grimy and slimy. He has a 42-inch vertical leap, so he can climb the ladder, go up and get the football. And Kyle Shanahan mentioned that he really likes his blocking ability and what he does away from the football, when he doesn't have the football in his hands. Also has return ability. Did not muff a punt at Florida. And John Lynch said he did a little bit of that at the college level. He could continue to get better, and we think that he has a role there. And Shanahan said, we need that because Ray McCloud signed with the Atlanta Falcons. So I don't think that he's going to be a vertical separator as an ex-boundary wide receiver, but with what the Niners like to do in targeting the middle area and how he complements Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and he really benefits and gives Brock Purdy another weapon that taps into the strengths of Purdy and allows him to maximize his ability. This pick here certainly makes some sense for San Francisco, and I think that right from the jump, he can end up being an impact player in the National Football League. As for Renardo Green, Niner fans are going to love him. And when the Niners scout cornerbacks, what types of players do they look for? Swagger, confidence, they play with passion, that dog mentality, not afraid to get physical at the line. Renardo Green is really good with press man. He can drive wide receivers to the sideline, not afraid to come up to the line of scrimmage and make plays in the running game. He also has a lot of positional versatility. He can play outside corner, inside corner. I think that he can play a little bit of safety too and be a type of hybrid player at the NFL level. And from the jump, Charvarius Ward, Diamador Lenore, those are your top two corners. Outside of that, it's a question mark. And when you look at the cornerback room for San Francisco, all of the corners on this roster are set to be free agents in 2025. So you get an influx of youth here as far as the talent goes with Renardo Green and a player who can fulfill multiple roles. And lastly, you turn on the tape week 1, Renardo Green against Malik Neighbors from LSU. He went number 6 overall to the New York Giants. Renardo Green had the clamps on Malik Neighbors. The short memory allows him to flush bad plays. He led the ACC, in pass breakups in 2023 and consistently makes plays on the football and has a knack for making plays with really good ball instincts. Renardo Green, I'm giving that a B grade. Please make sure you subscribe to us here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. It has been a long last couple of days. As you can see, I'm wearing it on my face right now. We were live night 1 for 6.5 hours. Night 2, 6+ hours. We went live nearly 8 hours for day 3 of the 2024 NFL Draft. And we're going to continue to give you great coverage on the Niners right here on the show. Hit that sub button right now. Do want to give a shout out to a brand new sponsor here at Chat Sports and on the San Francisco 49ers Report. That is Mando. Ditch the soap and step up to the plate with Mando's whole body deodorant developed by a doctor. This game-changing formula is safe for your entire body and it knocks out odor like a champ. You're going out on a date. You're getting some drinks with some friends. You're spending some time with some family members. BO is going to have people looking at you very, very weird. Kind of how I looked at that Ricky Pearsall pick with the 31st overall selection in the NFL Draft. You don't want BO. It's a bad look. Mando, a great look and a great choice. It's made with mandelic acid, which picks off odor at the source, keeping you fresh for up to 72 hours. Mando is available in solid sticks, invisible cream, body wash, cleaning bars, and deodorant wipes for on-the-go use. Don't let that foul smell ruin your game. And we have a special offer for the Niner gang. $5 off for new customers off of Mando's best-selling starter pack if you use the code CHAT. Aluminum-free, dye-free, baking soda-free, vegan, cruelty-free, and doctor-developed. These are products that I absolutely love, and I like some of the scents and the clean ingredients that Mando has to offer. The Invisible Cream Deodorant, Pro Sport, I use this before and after workouts. It's sensational. As for the Mando deodorant wipes, they're great. You can take these on the go. Mando scents, awesome. Bourbon leather, absolutely fantastic. $5 off the pack at shopmando.com. Use the code CHAT We're going to put all of this information down for you down in the comment section and in the description of this video. Thank you so much to Mando for hopping on board, and welcome to the Chat Sports Experience. Dominic Puni, offensive line, round 3, 86 overall. This is a B+ grade for me. Going into this draft, San Francisco needed to address the offensive line. And with how the board fell in the first round, you didn't need to go offensive tackle with the 31st overall pick. Now in round 2, I would have tried to trade up for Roger Rosengarten. I wouldn't have let the Kansas City Chiefs leapfrog me for Kingsley Suamataia. I thought offensive tackle was, and still is of course, because the Niners continue to not value that position, a preeminent need on this team. But a need on this team was also the interior offensive line, and Dominic Puni is going to be able to factor in there. He does have plenty of experience playing tackle. In fact, he is one of 3 players in college football last year at the left tackle position to not give up a sack in more than 700 snaps. He's big, good size, good agility, climbing to that second and third level, a good scheme fit. I always want offensive linemen who have that nasty streak to them. Dominic Puni, he has it. And he's always had that underdog type of mentality. And you think back to the Pearsall pick, 5th-year senior. You think of Renardo Green, 5th-year senior. Puni, a 6th-year senior. So these are players who are experienced. They've played a lot of football. They've started a lot of games. High leverage games too. That's why I think they can start with a good role in 2024, if not in 2025 if they redshirt. And in this draft class, I think San Francisco may have found in the future, maybe this offseason, a Deebo Samuel replacement, a Juwan Jennings replacement, a Talanoa Hufanga replacement, Diamador Lenore replacement, and Aaron Banks replacement. Because they're going to go all in, I think, in 2024 in trying to win the Super Bowl. But if they pay Ayuk and they pay Brock Purdy, roster's going to get expensive, and then you kind of replenish and you reload with these young players if they hit in this draft class. Let's move forward to round 4 here. 124th overall pick, Malik Mustafa, the safety out of Wake Forest, B-. And all of these players so far fit the mold of the Niners culture. They love ball. They love improving, getting in the lab. They're nasty. They're physical. They have no fear. And they crave contact. Malik Mustafa is a player who can check all of those boxes. And a 2-year starter at Wake Forest, he was a 0-star recruit coming out of high school and started his college career at Richmond. Goes to Wake Forest, and over the last 2 years, really developed into a good player. And the Niners met with him in the pre-draft process. He talked about that with me at the NFL Scouting Combine. Versatility to his game. Good speed to track down the football. Good instincts in diagnosing plays. He can play box safety a lot. Really good against the run. And on third downs, he was used in an intriguing way that I'm interested to see what Nick Sorensen has up his sleeve for Malik Mustafa, as well as Brandon Staley. Little bit of a Swiss Army knife as a hybrid player on third downs, who played hybrid linebacker, on the corner, slot nickel, safety. He could do a bunch of different things. And these players here for San Francisco, another key word, versatile. And that's going to continue to be a theme for this 2024 draft class. Sticking in round 4, 129, San Francisco trading up for running back Isaac Guerendo out of Louisville. He originally started his career at Wisconsin, transferred to Louisville, was the backup, but had a lot of really good production. He can run the football, he can catch the football, but he is trusted with pass protection and blocking. Got to be able to do that in a Kyle Shanahan offense. And that's why Kyle Shanahan hasn't trusted Jordan Mason up to this point. I think that Isaac Guerendo, who has an incredible blend of size and speed, 6'3", 4'3", 40-yard dash, home run ability, one-cut running back, outside zones fit, he can challenge Elijah Mitchell for snaps here as a rookie because Elijah Mitchell has been hurt so often and just offers the Niners a polarizing athletic player who's a threat to take it to the paint anytime he gets his hands on the football, and I think he could end up being a better pro than college player. A grade there for me. Somewhat surprised that the Niners, still in round 4, 135, go back to wide receiver here. And they don't draft Brendan Rice. They don't draft Luke McCaffrey. They don't sign Frank Gore Jr. to a UDFA deal. They do sign Tariq Owens to a UDFA deal. UDFA tracker coming tomorrow. He's the son of Terrell Owens. I thought they were done at wide receiver spot because they seem to be pretty good there, right? And if they hold on to Ayuk and Debo and Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall, that is one of the better wide receiving groups in the entire National Football League, and all those players bring something different to Kyle Shanahan's offense. But they go back to wide receiver here with Jacob Coing, who is a strictly slot wide receiver who operates out of the slot at the NFL Scouting Combine. He checked in 5'8", 5'9", 4.3 40-yard dash speed. So an emphasis here for San Francisco, getting a little bit faster on the offensive side of the football. Jacob Coing is that. He also had a school record, I believe, in receiving touchdowns this past year with 12 or 13. He consistently wins from out of the slot and has a lot of the same qualities as Ricky Pearsall. Good footwork, good get off, able to drop DBs with some really good route running and turn them around, and he can really make plays happen after the catch and has that short area quickness, short area burst to pick up that yak. Another really intriguing weapon for head coach Kyle Shanahan. Now to round 6, 215, Niners go back to the offensive line in Jarrett Kingston. And Kingston is a player who played all along the offensive line. He could play guard, he could play tackle, but like Dominic, Jarrett is a player who has shorter arms, so I think he figures to be more of an interior offensive lineman. But the Niners here in the draft take Puni and Kingston, 2 offensive linemen who did not give up a sack last year during the 2023 campaign. And then we round out here with Tatum Bethune, linebacker. And I didn't know if the Niners were going to go linebacker here in the draft. I felt as though it could be an idea just because you're a little bit unsure about the future of Dre Greenlaw coming off the torn Achilles. You signed Devondre Campbell, but the Niners do value the linebacker spot, and this is another young player to add to a couple of young players on the team that you drafted last year late in D. Winters and Jalen Grant. He's a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger than a safety, but has a safety type of build, but he packs a punch with his physicality, and he is not afraid to hit people. So those are my player-by-player grades here for the 49ers 2024 NFL draft class. My overall draft grade for San Francisco as a team is B-. The Pearsall pick was a little bit of a reach, but I thought they picked up players who are good depth pieces, who could have roles as rookies. They're planning ahead in a very smart fashion while still trying to compete right now, which is the right move because you're trying to capitalize on Brock Purdy being on that rookie contract. And I thought the draft could have been a little bit better. I thought it was going to be trending toward a C+, but B-, pretty solid grade here for the Niners in the 2024 draft. How do you think the Niners did? I gave you my grade. Give me your grade down in the comment section. A, B, C, D, or F, let me know right now. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching our content all throughout the weekend. It was a long one. We're going to continue to grind for you, the faithful.